Hi Scorpio, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence. So, welcome to the week of July 5th through the 11th. I hope if you're an American that you had a very happy Independence Day. And to the rest of you, I hope you had a great weekend. I know that last week, at the end of the week, Mars did some stuff. Okay, came into an opposition. Yep, I know, with an outer planet Saturn, difficult, and then a square with Uranus. So we've had this Saturn-Uranus dichotomy, right, throughout the year. And it's about the old structured, limited things that we've had in society. And Uranus is the new, innovative change. So when they're activated with a planet like Mars, it can bring out the fighter spirit, right? So I know that that might have been a bit uncomfortable. Now this week, we're going to have Venus do the very exact same thing. Venus opposes Saturn and squares Uranus. I almost said Pluto. Yeah, Pluto's pretty involved as well, and Neptune, but I'll tell you right now, the outer planetary changes, it's a generational thing. We're dealing with ancestral stuff and we're changing it up, right? Society is changing, everything. We've talked about it. I just got a card for you, Awakening Genius. Nice, Scorpio. Awakening Genius for you. Okay, we are going to read that in just a moment. But first, I'm going to lay your 9 card. That, by the way, is the one I just pulled, is from the Oracle of the 7 Energies by Colette Baron Reed. And this deck that I'm going to use today, very beautiful watercolor deck, is the Lily White Tarot by Celia Melville, a French deck. Okay, so sit with me for a minute, Scorpio. Settle in, relax. Let's do some deep breathing. And let go of the cortisol. That stress hormone, right? Lift up serotonin and dopamine. Completely relax. That feels good. All right. Now, Scorpio, I did a lot of shuffling beforehand, but I'm going to go ahead and shuffle a couple times on camera for everybody. I always do. And then cut the deck. Okay? Now, 9 cards. We have the Queen of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. We have the Lovers, the 9 of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. And then the 4 of Wands, the Page of Cups, oh, and the 10 of Swords. Yeah, you've changed, Scorpio. You've changed something imperative, I think, and you've learned something new or will be soon. I think that, you know, you become the master of emotional depth. You're not afraid to go into the depths of your negative feelings as well as the positive. Now, we're in Cancer season, which is mother energy, and that's very positive and nurturing. Of course, it has its shadow as well. But you're actually really good at dealing with the shadow stuff too, like fear and doubt, right? So in Cancer season, I'd say you're relatively comfortable with the energy because you're a water sign. But Scorpio, you know, if that's just part of your astrology. You have a lot of other planets and a lot of other things, right? So dealing with any emotional stuff can be hard for anyone. And depending on whether or not you shut it down or whether or not you freely express it, can depend on sort of the outcome of things that I think you're worried about. So I think this is a good week to think about that. I think Mercury retrograde was important for you. That full moon in Capricorn 2 weeks ago, and now the new moon is going to happen on Friday. At least in the Americas, I think it's on the 9th, and then the 10th for the rest of the world. But honestly, the new moon in Cancer is going to bring a new beginning in love for you, a new opening emotionally for you. And in this 9-card spread, the last card was the 10 of Swords, and you're going to let go. And finally, I think over the last 2 weeks in that shedding process, will have completed. And you will be able to let go of your worries and concerns. And I think that you can finally make a new commitment. Bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups. A new way of love. A new feeling about it. Because you've conquered a part of yourself that you feared. Ah. Big, 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 big. So first let's read Awakening Genius. I have a feeling that Uranus is going to be a big deal for you. Okay. Look at, let's see, this 29. Number 29, Awakening Genius for you, Scorpio. The spirit of creative expression, bringing forth new information, birthing, knowing that your ideas matter. The ancient Greeks believed that each person had a specific genius that acted like a spirit guide, inspiring you with new ideas to further your evolution as an individual, as well as the evolution of all humanity. You could say that genius is the spirit of creative expression, and when you tune into it, amazing things happen. When your genius awakens, you realize you do not have to do everything yourself, actually. You have an inspired, dedicated, wise helper on your side. Today, can you imagine cultivating a playful relationship with this extraordinary spirit? If you can, you'll recognize that you don't have to solve every problem with only the knowledge, memories, and experiences that you've already accrued. Your intellect, in this case, serves as a channel for the spirit of genius, and it can filter in new information. How you forge this connection is to get out of your own way and simply allow it to work through you. The word genius comes from the Latin geniere, meaning to bring forth or to birth, and share the same root as the word generate. You are at this moment about to give birth to a new mode of expression, and a powerful one at that. Commit to partnering with your genius, and only deep satisfaction and success will result. Today's the day when your inspired ideas matter. Scorpio, that is fantastic. On the bottom of the deck, we have this Page of Earth. This is about a new commitment to something. You're willing to start something that you're not only wanting to do, but that you believe in enough to take this seed, plant it in the earth, and water it until it grows. This is something you're willing to do over time. It's a new cup of love, a new feeling, a new chance at love that helps you conquer part of your ego that you needed to let go of. And our ego construct is different than we think of. We think of vanity when we say the word ego, but actually it's a self-definition, a kind of construct that we have about ourselves. And it can limit us into thinking that we are just this one person that will never change. But when you change, you grow. When you grow, you change, right? And that's what's happening here. This is growth. And this is a new beginning. Changing something deep within inside of yourself. And I think you're going to be doing this. And by Leo season, I think you might begin something that could be completely genius. I mean, Scorpio, that's beautiful. All right, I'm going to read you across the horizontal, then the vertical, and then we're going to do a big picture about this, okay? So you have the Queen of Swords, and this is not just intellect, it's intuition. And in the yin energy of the Queen, the yin is where we receive, where we allow from the universe. It's something that becomes internalized. This is your awakening genius. And it starts your reading. And yet, there's a constriction here, Saturn. And the constriction is, well, my 4 little coins of earth here, that's what I know how to do. It's my box. It's what I'm used to. It's my definition. This is how I color inside the lines. And this is how I take in new information so I don't have to color inside the lines anymore if I don't want to. Some days I will and some days I won't. That's the Temperance card. Everything in moderation. There are days where we need to be smart, practical, save our money, protect ourselves. And there are days when we need to allow wow, aha, genius moments and believe in ourselves enough to know that we can change. We can integrate it with the Temperance card, bringing two things together, synergizing them, and integrating that into our lives so that we have a result of change. And the change for the better. Remember, you're growing something brand new. So, next line, we have the Lovers. And I love this Lovers card so much, the two trees. Deeply rooted love. And perchance a choice. The choice to stop doing this to yourself, where you have the same thought over and over and over, the what if game, the negative what if game that keeps you up at night and makes you worry. It does nothing but bring you tension and anxiety. It makes your life unfun. Okay, it's just worry. And it might have to do with work. It may just be something you're working on. This is concentrated effort in order to perfect or master something that we do every day. So it's learning as we go. This can be on-the-job training and worrying about it. Staying up at night, studying with all those swords that are giving us a headache and sleepless nights in order to learn something. It can be a lot of different things. Whatever you're beginning, though, you want to root it in love. It's something that's going to bring more childlike joy and wonder into your life. And maybe the sticking point for you, the thing you had to learn is, the flower inside represents our internal growth, but our beauty and forgiving ourselves. My cup runneth over. I forgive myself for struggling and battling so hard, when really I just needed, to listen. To listen to the roots of the love in my life. Because in life, all of us really and truly want one thing: to love and be loved. And even in our pursuits, whether it's career pursuits or any other kinds of artistic pursuits, mission work, anything that we do that we care deeply about enough to put roots down, spend time, years creating and growing. That's what the trees represent. And doing it with others that we care about. Every once in a while there's a crack of lightning. And every once in a while it brings enough energy, enough rain, enough of the storm to actually nurture and nourish the roots, to get all the way down through the soil, the dirt, the earth, the thing we do every day. The water is necessary. The rain is as needed as the sun for growth. And that is what I think you have been taking in. And it brings you a sense of stability and joy and happiness. The Four of Wands is about the people in our lives that we celebrate birthdays with and holidays with. It's the happy home, it's celebratory wedding or bar mitzvah or 4th of July. It's the people and the place that we're at home with. And that's what you realize that you're deeply rooted in. This is knowing what you love, who you love, and who you want to be with. But there's been a sticking point. You've closed yourself off a little bit, kept yourself small or smaller than you want to be. You want to color outside the lines a little bit. So you're learning to the point where it's like too much and you can't sleep. So be nice to yourself with this Page of Cups. Forgive yourself for the doubts, the negative thinking. Forgive yourself for maybe that it's taken a while to get to the point where you are this committed to something that you deeply and truly want to grow. And now you're putting a focus on it This is the center of your reading, so you're focusing on it to the point where it's like you have your eye on the prize. You are seeing it with clear vision, and it is next to the Lover's card, okay, on the horizontal, and the Eight of Pentacles. You're willing to work for it, whatever this is. It's just a little loud in here for you right now. So it's saying, you know, relax with your people and be nice to yourself. Otherwise, last card, Ten of Swords. The Nine of Swords becomes the Ten of Swords. And you know, they say Uranus is either a breakthrough or a breakdown. You don't have a mental breakdown because you're putting too much stress and pressure on yourself to change something. And instead, through faith and trust in the universe as the co-creator of your life, awakened to your inner genius, that when you plug into your partner, right? God consciousness, the universe, you don't have to do everything on your own. The universe has your back. You don't have to stay up all night worrying about it or thinking about it too much. Because at the end, all of that negativity, all that worry, all that strife, all that stuff is going to be done. At the 10, it is done. And a final decision is made. So yes, you felt a bit constricted and a little overwhelmed and stressed out because you need just to be kinder to yourself. Maybe you owe someone an apology. Maybe they owe you an apology. Right now, with the Venus and Mars thing and the Lover's card being here, it could be in your romantic relationship. And you know, looking at this, on July 13th, next week, a really nice thing is going to happen. We're going to have Venus conjunct Mars, where the two, you know, celestial lovers meet up in Leo, the sun, right? So it can really mend and heal relationships in a beautiful way and bring more happiness, more harmony, and more joy into a relationship. If this is relationship oriented, you know, there's been some stress here. And I think you've worked really hard to try to work on the relationship, but I think maybe, just maybe, a little bit of temperance is necessary right now. Get some rest, right? Maybe open up a bit and say a few kind words, or open up to somebody else offering you this love. Maybe you haven't even been emotionally available enough, you know, protecting yourself and trying to be so strong, but that's what you're learning. It's Cancer season, and this cup of love is yours. It's here for you right now, Scorpio. Okay, so bring temperance to all the work and the mental exhaustion. The decision's been made. You need to get more into balance. Hello. You need to bring yourself more into balance here. And that, I think, is going, you know, the Temperance card isn't just about moderation and balance, you know, making sure you're sleeping right and eating well and, you know, spending enough time at work but enough time at home, you know, spending time together with others, sharing, caring, and blending together, growing together, okay? That is maybe what you're seeing here. You know, maybe that's what you're seeing here. And I'm just going to say, this is a romantic relationship. The Strength card is actually also a card about our desire. And we have to tame the beast. But, you know, not too much, because we got the Ace of Cups here, so a little love medicine, perhaps. And saying it. Because, you know, Earth, the Pentacles, is about tangible. So, you know, there's some touch me energy here. So open up and don't stay up all night. Maybe go to bed with your honey. And, you know, so I'm seeing that message here as well. A little intimacy, I think, is necessary. And that begins with this, right? Open up to the intimacy and the genius of your soul calling you for change. Calling for change. Calling for change. And bringing it in to see the balance and the beauty and the love, you know, and the strength and sexiness, you know, and the spiritual agape, right? That. All of this is here for you right now, Scorpio. So don't get too much in your head. You're too much in your head. Maybe they're too much in their head. And you're both working super hard, you know. So I'm trying to really encourage you here to pour a whole lot of love into it and watch it bloom. You know, because having a good work life and a good love life and a good home life and all that, well, that's just genius, isn't it? I mean, right? Yeah, so temperance is needed here. Scorpio, I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Please give me a thumb up if you like the video. And if so, subscribe and click on that bell so you can get notified for next week. All right? Thank you so much. And you take care.